What's up, guys? Welcome to a non-photography episode. Just got a little chai time going on. Here you go, camera lady. Thank you. So if you're new to the channel, we're going to be talking about this FSR Aspen Lite. If you're new to the channel, which I suspect a lot of people for this episode probably will be, my name's Brent. I am a full-time photographer. Pause for door. I really should fix that. I know a bunch of people yelling at me to fix that. I'm a full-time photographer, outdoor, wildlife, landscape, astro, commercial, sports, all the works. Basically, me and camera lady, my wife, we're out a lot, and we got this new setup here for my 2013 Subaru Crosstrek, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you a tour and go over. I've had this Aspen Lite since it came out, well, since July of 2024, I guess. I think it came out a little before that, but I've had it for a while. And I've had quite a few nights in it already, like probably 20 nights in it or so. And yeah, I'm gonna go over how it's been doing, what I love, what I don't like, and we'll just take you around. All right, so let's go over the exterior first. I'm gonna talk about the whys and all of that stuff and my rig and everything after this, but let's just give you, for all the people who just want straight into it, let's talk about the exterior first. We've got this thing, the shell that it came with, because you probably know the Aspen Lite has like a tonneau cover on the top. The cool thing, this is kind of a double-edged sword, I guess, catch-22. You can leave this on the whole time. Like I don't take it off, like hardly ever, and it'll open up, and I'll show you how it does that. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8 of these guys here. They're hard plastic, so far in the desert temperatures, they've held up both hot and cold. I haven't quite had this for a year yet. All around here, I just noticed, I don't know what I did. Oh, that's from one eye, that's my fault. So this is like got torn right here. That's from when I took it off once and I set it down with the tonneau cover on. It's got a bungee right here, so it stays tight, but you can still pull it. And then it's got 2 in the front. So that's the tonneau cover, not much going on. When I bought this, also, by the way, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I paid full price for this. FSR does not know who I am. I'm not an ambassador for them. If they ever wanted to work together, I would love to talk to them. But so if you're watching this, get in touch. Otherwise, I paid full price for this, except for I did get my military discount. So I was in the military. I'm retired. They gave me my 10% military on all of their stuff, which is really cool. But I paid for this myself. When I first got it, one of these was not like the sewing from the factory was just, it like came off. And it was just like I couldn't use it. I fixed it. I have my friend who's a very good seamstress. I was going to say sewer lady. Is that seamstress? I think is a proper word. She fixed it for me pretty quick. So I had that. Wasn't a huge deal. I'm sure if I would have contacted them, they probably would have dealt with it. But I fixed it faster than they probably would have anyways. These all can come off. So you can pull off the whole thing right here. So they all come out, and then you have this. Oh, it was one of these loops that this sewing was just off, and so it wasn't looped. So I had her restitch it right there. And so now I can put that back on. So you can take all of these off if you don't want to use the tonneau cover. But I live in the desert where there's a lot of dust and, stuff like that. So I keep it on, and for the bugs, in the summertime, it's pretty easy to do that. All right, so let's get this off. You know what? I was gonna have camera lady cut this, but I think let's just do a live thing so that you can see how long this takes. Oh, if I don't die on giant rocks. Okay. All right, come this way. All right, so if we leave it on, all I do is I just kind of pull it up like that on the sides. So latches, Okay, so that's it. There's just the 4 latches. I'm just gonna pull that up, and that's it. All right, that's it. So let's talk about the ladder real quick. You can put the ladder in there. The one downside, when I bought this, I don't know if it's still true, but when I bought this, FSR did not have it didn't come with a ladder bag. Wow, I have a camera. So I usually don't put the ladder bag. I usually don't put the ladder in there because 1, I don't have a ladder bag, and 2, I keep all my bedding up there, so that helps with my tiny little car. Keeping bedding is more important than keeping the ladder in there for me. All right, well that's it. I mean, it's set up, so easily under a minute if you're not talking to camera people. So while we're on the outside, some things that I love about this. I love that the rain fly is on and attached. I love that you can take it off if you want to. I never have, but it's an option. I love their what do they call it? Their tri-layer. Oh, it's right there. I love their tri-layer insulation. On the Aspen Lite, they don't have as much tri-layer. I think this stuff is not tri-layer, and I think this stuff is. You can see the little pattern, the little hexagonal pattern there. That's the insulation on the door. If you feel the door, they're kind of thick and they feel really good. And then of course you've got the bug mesh, which we don't need right now because it's February.
Whatever, I saw a bug.
You saw, camera lady saw one. Oh, there was that centipede, huh, that we just found.
I saw a ladybug too.
Oh, a ladybug. I don't care if a ladybug gets in my tent. So on the outside, struts on the outside, never had an issue. They do make they didn't when I bought it, but they do now make the crossbars for the Aspen Lite. If you wanted to put solar panels or something else light on top of that, you can mount. I've never had an issue with the struts in almost a year. We've got diesel heater vents, which I do have a diesel heater and I do use, and it's fantastic. It works really well. This setup stays really nice and warm. The beauty of the diesel heater is on the inside and the outside, it keeps the condensation. I've slept in 15-degree weather, which is, I know there's a lot of other people that sleep in colder, but we're in the desert. It's cold enough. And in 15-degree weather, like, my camera has frozen, but with the diesel heater running all night, no condensation inside or outside, meaning I could just put the tent down. That's been great. So there's 2 of these on the outside. I also appreciate that the flaps on the zippers are this, cloth material or something. A lot of tents that have, the metal zipper tags or whatever, like flapping around in the wind. I've had this in some decently high wind, nothing insane, but 25, 30 mile an hour winds. And yeah, I mean, it feels intense. It feels like a tent in the wind, but this stuff isn't like flapping around, keeping you awake, like super loud. So I appreciate that. In the back here, we've got 2 boot bags. I don't use these as much as I thought. A lot of times I just keep the stuff inside on a little mat or whatever. I don't know, but they're there. I do use them. They come with it. That was nice. So here's the undercarriage. I just wanted to point this out. I mean, so this is why it's called the Aspen Lite. It doesn't have full bottom. This right here is the actual mattress. Well, obviously there's this canvas piece right here, the material, and you can see the zipper here, so you can unzip that. But basically this is how we keep the weight down for this thing, is not a full traditional floor. Okay, a couple more things on the outside before we go inside real quick. This has got the T-channel thingy, so you can slide in, like for the ladder you can put on either side or whatever. This, I think, don't quote me on this, but I don't think that FSR approves of like an awning being able to hang in, like mount inside the T-channel or anything. I think for that you need their Aspen or Aspen V2. And then the next thing is the ladder. So I think some people might have an issue with like it being a little unsecure right there. if you're on uneven ground like I am now, it can kind of maybe wiggle out or something. I don't know. It, like one time it slipped on me. Like maybe that was user error. Maybe I was being stupid. I don't generally have a problem with it, but I just thought I would note that in case that's something like these don't, you know, hook or latch or anything like that. So it's technically not super secure. But I think that's it for the outside. Let's go on the inside. I would definitely like if their ladders were slanted, you know, so that you don't have this harsh 90-degree on your feet, like if you're wearing camp slippers or shoes or something, or barefoot. It really hurts to climb up and down. So it's super blackout in here. It's quite dark. I think a lot of people like that. Personally, I don't care. I actually like, I'm usually up before the sun anyways, but I actually like light. So leaving the windows open, but if we just open this guy here, what I do love about this is all the doors and the windows are quite big. So the ability to let in a light is, there's a lot of light potential here. And I like how they have the little Velcro tabs. So because if you have a truck or something or an SUV that allows you to go out the back, this is the traditional door, you know, then not having to zip it and just having those little Velcro bits there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of light, great views if you're somewhere cool and not in a little canyon like I am now.
This is a very pretty little canyon, and the trees are offended.
It is a very pretty little canyon, camera lady said, and the trees probably are offended. Yeah. Lots of light, lots of space, lots of air, which is great for desert living when it's super hot outside and you want a lot of airflow. I do put a fan in here too, so. All right, so first thing I love about the inside is the lights. So this white strip right here goes all the way around and it lights. You just plug it into a little power pack, whatever. And then light as ease. Okay, so this is as bright as it goes. It's daylight, so you're not gonna see much, but that should help. All right, so one little structure thing up here is this bit. You've got this zippy bit here, goes all the way up. I usually keep this open for condensation purposes and also just to be able to get to this. This is the single bar that attaches to this guy here for fold in. All right, next up, pockets. This is one thing that drove me nuts about my last tent, which was a Roof Nest Meadowlark. But that was the smallest tent that Roof Nest makes, but it didn't have very many pockets. So this has these pockets here. It's got one over here. And then it's got two tiny, adorable little pockets right here over the diesel heater flaps. There's another one on that side. Okay, the next up is this guy here. So it's attached to, here, and you can take it off so that you could get to the zippy bit back here, and you can deal with your tonneau cover behind it. But I love these pockets. They can hold a lot of stuff, and then the clear pockets, of course, you know, so we slip our tablet right here and we can watch movies, and we can hang up a little Bluetooth speaker. But these will fit a lot. Another thing that I like is I actually like putting clothes like in here, like jackets and stuff, like hanging jackets from this. That way, you know, a little more space down below. So this thing has been a big deal for me coming from the Meadowlark. It's a big step up from anything that I had in that smaller tent. And then while camera lady's got you there like this, let me show you the other cool thing. So I'm 6'1", and what I love is that, like, not only can I can just be like this, but I can actually stand up. And I mean, this is enough for me to at least change and stand up. Obviously, I can't stand up all the way, but to move around and to be able to do that as a guy of my size, I'm very happy about that. Camera lady is only 5'1". She can literally do backflips in here, and like she can spin around in circles like a cat. But the height on this thing is kind of a game changer for me. And then this, pulling this out too, like having this extra space, because otherwise it would be cut off right here. So we get a lot of extra space with just this simple addition. And that's the only reason that I considered a wedge, a clamshell, whatever they call it, wedge style, this. This is the only reason I considered this to that, which is what I had before, is because of this extra bit right here. I wouldn't have considered if it didn't have this extra bit for me to be able to get in and then have all this extra space right here that I can put things. So I really, really appreciate that. All right, next up is the mattress. So I got my adorable little constellation sheets here. But this is the mattress that it comes with. And then you can see there's another thinner mattress inside this thing. It's just a little pad, like a condensation pad. And that's the only thing between me and underneath the bars. But this is I think it's a 3-inch foam. It's 80% foam, 20% air, I think. And just with a little pump there, you can pump it up and deflate it. This thing has been super great. I have some layers. I have an electric blanket here. And then I have, this is the FSR hoodie blanket. Check, that's a hood. So you can wear this thing and you can pull this off.
What? I could have stolen that thing.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Yeah, camera lady had no idea that this was an actual hood, but she loves this. This is her favorite blankie ever for camping out here. But yeah, you can wear this around as a poncho. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh man. Where have you been the last 8 months? Oh, she's got some. All right. I'm going to be in trouble for that. But yeah, so this quilt thing I got from FSR, I really love it. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but again, it was full price. And I would do it again because this blanket is seriously comfortable. And oh, you know what? It's toasty. Yeah, camera lady says toasty. But what's really nice, for desert dwellers, is this material on the outside of this. It's easy to shake off. And it's cold to the touch. So when it's hot out, laying on top of this feels really nice. So I appreciate that. And then if you want to flip it over, then you got the fuzzy warm side, Between that and an electric blanket, this is, like I said, this mattress is a 3-inch. On really cold nights, you can still feel the draft underneath you. So what I do is I put this electric blankie on bottom and sleep on top of the electric blankie and then sleep with this on top. And down to 15 degrees with a diesel heater in here, I've been incredibly comfortable, 70 plus degrees all night long. All right, last thing is in here for power, just bring you a power bank. This isn't sponsored or anything. It's just, I bought this, an EcoFlow. I have bigger ones that I have in the car for my fridge and all that. I'm gonna go over an entire car setup for my rig and everything else that accompanies me for camping. So you can check out that if you're in the future. But I just wanted, if you're by yourself, just me in here, I have got a lot of room I can put my cameras up in here. I can have my camera bag. I can have, this EcoFlow. This is the little EcoFlow that I have. The nice thing that I like about the power banks in here, any kind, as long as it's got a flat surface, it's a nice little table. I can put my little electric heater on here, or phones or tablets, or little laptops, whatever. So this is nice to have this flat surface in here, and I can put it anywhere I want. And even luckily the camera lady's so tiny, if we're both in here together, I can put this down here at this end and she can still be in here and have enough room to sleep, and then I can be on this side, scrunched up in fetal position. It's not really though. I'm 6'1", and I just barely fit. My feet are touching though, but that's okay. If you're a side sleeper, just barely, I have plenty of room in here. All right, last thing on the inside is I just want to mention the pillows. So you can keep I do keep all this bedding up here. This is a cheapo $3 Walmart pillow, and I just keep it up here. Any pillow you put in here is going to be flattened. That's a lot of pressure. When you close it, it flattens it. So I just basically keep this up as an emergency. I also have a really broken body, my back and shoulders and all that being broken. I just use this as a rest. I have a Tempur-Pedic pillow or whatever, fancier pillow that I bring with me. I don't leave that up here. But you can just put a couple of these in here and they will stay down flat with the blankies and everything. They'll just be really flat. So if I ever get stuck with just this pillow, I have to like fold it in half, and then it's like enough of a pillow to be a pillow. All right, so let's talk about a couple of, that's it for the tent, I think. But if you're still here and you want to know some more, let's talk about a few tent tangential things, like about the setup and everything. At least as far as is concerned with the tent, I'll do that separate video about all of this and the things that I built in there and everything. A couple of things. How does it do in the weather? I haven't had this in the pouring down rain. I've had it in like light rain, and it's done absolutely fine. With the tonneau cover, driving down the road, 80 miles an hour, wind, rain, snow, I've had it in all those inclement conditions, just driving. The tonneau cover has held up wonderfully. I have never opened this up and had water anywhere inside. So it's got a nice little seal around it that has done pretty well. Was about the car, concerning putting this on a smaller vehicle. So my reasons for picking this was, one, I wanted something light because I had the Roof Nest Meadowlark, which is the half foldy out one, and it was a soft shell top too, but that thing weighed 90 pounds, I think, and this thing weighs 100 pounds, so they're pretty even in weight. But as you can see, this is a lot longer, and it actually sticks out on the front of the car, and it sticks out just a pinch on the back. I can still open my tailgate all the way, no problems there. Driving around in really windy conditions, I haven't felt it, pulling up or pushing down on the crossbars or anything like that, although I'm sure it does to some extent. But nothing that I've felt like, oh, this is unsafe. So it does stick out more than I want. And if you're concerned about that with your car, then I would definitely look into, FSR just made their new Nova, and it's their hybrid, and it's a hard shell, but it's a clamshell, it folds out this way, and it's only 56 inches long. This is like 80 inches or something like that. And so that would be nice. I prefer the height and the extra space in this thing, and the length. Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't fit, and I'm a pretty tall dude. Like, I would like to have the Aspen V2 on a bigger rig, but I can't afford a new vehicle, so this thing's paid off, and it's ride or die for life for both of us on this. Unless the YouTube channel just keeps skyrocketing and get something new. Gas mileage, I know people are going to ask about that. Without this on here, my Crosstrek, even with all the stuff in it, can get 32, 33 miles per gallon. Even with these bigger tires, I can still get low 30s. These are stock. These are stock tires, stock rims and everything, but they're just a little bit bigger AT. They're a little heavier, but they're not bad. I'll talk about those in the other video. But basically, gas mileage with this on in good conditions, not driving 80, like if I'm driving up to about 70 miles an hour, I can get 24 miles to the gallon, 25 is a tailwind. If there's a headwind and I'm going uphill or I'm in the mountains or whatever, like I could be down to 21, 20 miles to the gallon. So you're definitely gonna feel it if you have anything up here. But the trade-off for me is worth it. Still getting 20 plus miles to the gallon is better than, Jeeps and trucks and Tacomas and 4Runners and all that kind of stuff, which I would take at this point because I want to do more off-roading. However, making the best of what I got, small car. This is the biggest thing that I would want to put on this small car. I would not want to put anything bigger than this in any way, shape, or form. Heavier, longer, wider, whatever. These Thule roof bars are I don't remember, the 50-inch ones or 52-inch ones. And I've got this much space on each side for this. So I wouldn't want to go any more with these things, All right, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to finish this chai, go for a little walk, and then get out of here. If you want to see, let me know if I missed anything about that you want to know. Leave those in the comments below. I'll definitely answer. As soon as I get the whole video, the whole setup about all the gear that I have, the whole camping 2025 Subaru rig video done, I will put that, I will come back and put that like maybe pinned comments or in this description or something. But you should subscribe if you haven't already, if you're into photography and camping and all that stuff. I'm not an overlander, I'm just a photographer, but I'm out here and I'm doing what I can with what I have. So if that interests you and you want to learn some photography along the way, then yeah, stick around the channel. I'd appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.